Hello everyone, I got my signature cup of tea. Won't be a video about the good old cup of tea. In this video I'll be talking about why you, most likely you, because I know a lot of people watching this, some are wrestling fans, some aren't. Reasons why you probably stopped watching wrestling when you were younger. Why is it not interesting now? Why isn't it drawing new audiences? Stuff like that. We'll be seeing why it doesn't draw anymore. Why is it not popular anymore? So I'm going into those reasons. This video is inspired by the Elitist YT. He did a very similar video speaking his mind on it. So I'll link him in the description. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. The first reason is there's no larger than life characters anymore. Like, let's be honest, like you go back to when we were kids and maybe you watched it back in the day. And maybe you didn't. I know a lot of people did back in the day. I know you had star of Kofi Kingston's career, MVP in his prime, Randy Orton in his prime. You still had DX, Undertaker, Batista, Rey Mysterio, and then you throw in the mix of your MVPs, Umaga, Jeff Hardy in his prime, Mr. Kennedy, as he used to say. These were all larger than life characters. You had Vince as well, Shane, larger than life characters that people were genuinely invested in and genuinely cared about. Now, to me, apart from maybe Roman, Seth, AJ, and you obviously still got your legends like Orton there and stuff, and Bray's it. There's not many characters that people are invested in. There's no characters that people go, oh, I want to watch Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT for that specific guy. Because they haven't got any stars anymore. There's no large life characters, and this leads on to my next point. When there's no large life characters, you switch off it. Like, for example, your favourite guy on TV show gets written off, killed. You think, I'm not going to watch that TV show anymore. My favourite character's died. It's gone bad since they left. It's like on Soccer Saturday, prime example. They sacked Charlie Nicholas, Phil Thompson. Those are the main guys there. I bet you their viewership plummeted because they don't have them guys there anymore. And this will lead on to my next point. And now my next point is that the poor writing, right? WWE, they need to build stars for the future now, because if they don't do it now, they're screwed forever. And back in the day, they kept relying on Triple H, Taker to work part-time, fill the crowds, pop ratings, that's fine. But because of the bad writing, there's no storyline for people to get invested in. It's like, so the Avengers didn't have the Infinity Stone storyline, and it was just, oh, they got to fight off this another baddie. There's no way it would draw as much interest as it did, because they had the right story and the right backing. So they need to create more segments, less, matches are too long, let's face it. What's the point now in a 20-minute match for the sake of filling TV time or having a match? You need to have short matches building up to a main event, and you have lots of segments. When you talk about wrestling, and people go, oh, I remember when Austin, came down the ring in the fire truck. You remember this, I remember The Rock singing to Vicky Guerrero. You always remember the segments. Most people remember iconic segments, not matches. And WWE don't have enough segments in their programming. They'll have a 20-minute match between, I don't know, let's say Ziggler and Keith Lee, for the sake of having good wrestling. People aren't interested in good wrestling. People have shorter attention spans as well. So, for example, let's take TikTok. Loads of people love TikTok and are obsessed with it, and I know, believe me, I hear it all the time. I'm on it a lot as well. I'm guilty as charged. But TikTok, the maximum video you can get is a minute. People's attention spans aren't going to stick through 20 minutes of just a wrestling match with no storyline behind it. This is why they need to have a 5-minute match, a 2-minute match. Then you have segments. Also, you show up with segments, and that creates better stories. Yeah, so, let me know, back in the day, what do you remember more? How good matches were, or segments, moments? The one more recent memory was Seth Rollins coming back at the end of Extreme Rules. All he did, pedigree, held up the championship. That's an iconic moment. Shane McMahon coming back, and then they announced he faced The Undertaker. That segment will be remembered in history. Obviously, people remember that match from that spot, but they won't remember the whole match. So it needs to be more segments, less wrestling for the sake of it. And then have your main event, a good long match. So let's get into the next point. And let me know if you agree with me or you've got any reasons why wrestling stopped. Well, tell me why you stopped watching it. And I'll get into the next point, and this is the main one that everyone said. The main one you get, oh, I stopped watching it when I found out it's fake. And it is fair enough, you know. But like, that's the way wrestling's always been. It's always been, obviously there's different styles, variations of it, but it's always been fake. And also, but to me, this ties into the bad writing and that stuff. You'll watch Prison Break, say now Money Heist, everyone loved that, binged it, well most people did. We all know it's fake, but it was such a good story in there. It had us all gripped. It's just anything like binge-worthy on Netflix. You know it's fake, but you watch it. So when people say that, there's a more underlying reason behind it, and that is that you're not invested in the characters anymore. There's no storyline there that wants to make you keep watching. And also, obviously YouTube's great. You whack the highlights up, you watch it. That's what I tend to do. But Raw is too long. All matches 90 minutes max. Everyone loves them. And they can drag, but it depends on the game. You make your show 1 hour 45, 1 hour 30. Trust me, a lot more people love it because they just feel smooth, streamlined, and quick. Last thing, WWE aren't quick anymore. Like, it's slow, long, and dragged out, and nobody likes slow, long, and dragged out. Short and snappy. That's what they need to be. Now, this was similarly brought up. The Undertaker actually brought this up on a podcast. But kayfabe is dead. And now the term kayfabe means what you see on screen, the way the wrestler acts on screen is how he acts in real life. Like, look at McGregor. The way he acts in press conferences is exactly the way he acts outside of UFC. That's why so many people love him. This is where people lose their love for wrestlers, because on screen they're an evil dick. They're a bastard. You know what I mean? You know, they hate everyone, they play a bad guy. Then you go on their Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever they're on, and they're being nice, replying to fans and all that. Obviously, I understand it, the world we live in now, it's all connected, and you want to come off as a nice person. But why then would people watch you on TV as a really bad guy and believe you're a bad guy when they know when you're on Twitter doing something else? You lose your mystique. That's like the best thing to ever happen was Undertaker never made a social media account until near retirement. Imagine he made a social media account now. His actual name is Mark Calloway, and he posts and he's doing everyday normal things where people see him as the dead man. The Undertaker. He's the dead man. He's evil. You'd never see him out. You'd rarely see him until the documentary come out. You'd never see him doing things out of his character. He's always in the mindset of what would the Undertaker do in this position. And the only person that doesn't really break this kayfabe term is MJF in AEW. What you see on screen is what you'll get with him in real life. And that's why everyone loves him. But, it's like, it don't give you any reason to go watch it now because on Twitter there's somebody else. But you want to see him for that character, the character they play on screen. So, yeah, it's a bit of a rant video, but I think I should address the audience. I think a lot of you will agree with these reasons why you stop watching wrestling, and based off conversations I've had with some of you in the past, and on many conversations with FaceTime and in school, college, whatever. These are all reasons that get brought up, so I thought I'd bring it into a nice little video. Support's been amazing, and I do have to shout out the people I'm in college with. They've really spurred me on, all the support they've given me in class. So shout out to you a lot, even if you make it this far. And yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.